This background needs to be ironed. I'm like super sorry about that. Oh my gosh. What are you here? Hi guys, it's Sweetie Pie and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is the very first video you're watching of mine. I usually do makeup videos. If you guys want to check me out, there will be some links in the bottom and the description of some makeup videos that I've done. I do reviews. I do so much different makeup videos. I like tons of reviews, new products coming out because it is obviously the month of December, so a lot of reviews coming out. And yeah, I've been super busy, but I did want to start kind of a new trend on my channel. I love makeup and I absolutely adore, you know, like doing the reviews for you guys and doing get ready with me's and all that kind of stuff. But I also think that I have, you know, a lot of things that are not pertaining to makeup, you know, to talk about. And I do want to kind of test the waters a little bit and see if YouTube will allow me to make these videos. But I'm going to start doing some story times on my channel, maybe once a month, whenever I, you know, feel like there is a pertinent topic to talk about. A lot of these stories and whatnot are going to be from my past, and the people are going to be, you know, changed and whatnot because I want to protect their identities. These people still live in my lives, and yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say here. But yes, so today, for my first story time, I wanted to talk about the time that my boss took pictures of my ass. And the reason why I picked this topic is because this story is really insane to me. I no longer work for that company anymore, but I did work for that company for 9 years. If you didn't know, I'm a house painter. I paint houses for a living, usually cottages up in the Muskoka, Ontario region. We paint pretty much everywhere in the Muskoka region, and yeah, so on and so forth. I do still paint. I work for a completely different company now, and I'm happier than I've ever been in my whole life. So yeah, guys, if you guys would like to hear about the time that my boss took pictures of my ass, or took a picture of my ass, then stay tuned. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. And yeah, let's get into this story time. So yeah, guys, I'm literally like sitting cross-legged and trying to get comfortable so that I can recall everything from this specific event. So a little bit of backstory about my job. When I worked for, let's call this place Monroe Painting. When I worked for Monroe Painting, it was a very like tight-knit. I had family members that worked there. Me and my boyfriend also worked there before. You know, it was a very tight-knit community, and I think that whenever you get like a very tight-knit community, I think sometimes things can go a little bit awry. So anyway, I worked for this Monroe Painting for 9 years, actually. I've worked there since I was like 17. It was pretty much my first real job. And I started off making, I think, like $11 or $12, and by the very end of my 9th year, I was only making $15.50. Now, I live in Canada, and minimum wage is going to be brought up to $15. I think they're passing the bill soon. So when I think about that, and I think about what I was making for 9 years, I know that I wasn't an amazing painter to start with, but I know that I'm a damn good painter now, and I have been for the last like few years at least. So when I think about that, I think about how deluded I obviously was, thinking I wasn't worth enough. Anyway, so I worked for Monroe Painting for a long time, and as I said, it was like a family atmosphere, and I think that when you get like that, you can sometimes lose touch, that these people are your coworkers and your bosses rather than being your friends. And the way this day started was like any other day. Me and one of my coworkers, he was my best friend working there. He was awesome when I worked there. He helped me with so much. My boyfriend stopped working there about 4 years into me working there, 4 or 5 years into me working there, so I was essentially alone. So anyway, we were working at the shop And the way our shop works is that we were spraying that day. We have these really, really big racks that, they have 2 poles that stick out like all the way down the racks. There's about 30 different poles. The racks are really high, about 6 feet tall. And when you spray the board with your sprayer in the spray booth, you would take the board out of the spray booth, you would bend down, you would pick up the board. The board would be on like 2 pieces of wood lying this way like this, and then the boards would all lie down like that. He would spray them, and then we would bend down, pick them up, and put them onto the racks. So we were doing that over and over. We would do a lot in a day, and we had been doing this for about a week or 2. Previous to that, I was in there for a little while as well. We've painted, I've painted, what are those called even? They are, I want to say shims, but they're not like that. They're like a piece of wood that is thinner and then thicker as you go up, and you would usually use it for like siding on your house. I painted those in the shop. Many times I've worked in the shop. This time our boss, let's call him Jim. Jim was working with us in the shop. Jim was spraying, and me and my friend were picking up the boards and putting them onto the racks. So we did that till about noon, I think it was, and we went for lunch, came back, and then as I was working, I guess I was not aware of it. I was not aware that the picture had been taken, obviously, at that very point. Come on. But yeah, I was not aware the picture had been taken, but while I guess I was picking up one of the boards, he snapped a picture of my butt and like my panties sticking out of my butt. And I had no idea this happened. I went along, day went by. I had another friend that actually worked on the crew that was actually out on sites. We had 2 different crews. We had an A team and a B team, and I worked on the B team, but the B team was at another job site that day, and it was just me and my friend in the shop, and then the A team was out on another job. So I guess the way it happened was my boss sent the picture to one of the coworkers that was working with the B team that day. I also had another guy friend that was my boyfriend's friend at the time. He was, what am I trying to say? He was there with the guy that Jim sent the picture to. So about, I don't know, maybe the next day even, or maybe that night, I can't remember exactly, but my friend, he drove home with us every night. He was like, hey, I have something to talk to you about. You're not going to be happy about it. And I was like, what's going on? And he proceeded to tell me that when Jim sent the picture to the other guy on the job site, that my friend happened to see the picture, and he asked what was going on, and then that guy proceeded to tell him, oh, Jim sent me this picture of Melissa bent over, yada yada yada. So he told me that, and I was just, at first I think I was in shock. I'd worked for this guy for about 8 years, so I was just like, are you friggin' kidding me? Like, what the hell? What the hell? Like, seriously, how do I approach this now? You have made this so awkward and so weird that it's not even funny at this point. Like, so I kind of laughed it off, I think. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make a big deal about this. We'll see what Jim says in the morning. Because we were going back to the shop to work all day. So when we got to the shop the next day, and I continued to think about it, and one of my family members worked there. I talked to him, and he was really furious about it. He didn't know what to do about it at all. And so in the morning, I got to work, and I can't remember even how it got brought up, but it got brought up that the picture had been taken. And, Jim was very odd about it. The excuse he gave me, and this will haunt me to this day, because to think that someone would give you such a retarded, stupid excuse, I'm sorry I used that word, that was unacceptable of me, but really stupid excuse just really angers me. He said that the reason why he sent that picture is that he knew that my friend was going to see it, and he was just checking to see if that friend would tell me and rat him out. This is like a 45-year-old man we're talking about. Talking to a 20-some-year-old girl saying the reason why I took pictures of your ass was because I wanted to see if I could trust someone. That's called sexual harassment. That's what that's called. All right, and me being who I was at that point, I was so broken at that point. This is when my anxiety was peaking very high, and I don't even think it was because so much of the job, it was just the life I was living, like maybe 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago. And it was the life I was living that I was stupid enough to let it go. Not too long after that, we went on our Christmas vacation, and that's when, right after my Christmas vacation, I came back, I worked like a day. My anxiety was so bad when I came back that I was like, nope, I have to leave. So I gave him my resignation. He was nice enough to lay me off, which no wonder, obviously. And yeah, he was nice enough to lay me off. I got my unemployment for a bit, and that's when I found my new boss, who I absolutely adore. He is a dream. He is so nice and so understanding of his employees. He treats me like a friend, but a professional friend. And, you know, the atmosphere is completely different because it's a new job, and I'm hoping I'm fitting in. I'm not really sure. Sometimes I'm not like I am in my YouTube videos, and I wish I was a little bit better about doing that. But regardless, it has been tenfold better than it was at my old job, just because I was having such a controversy staying there. And, you know, I didn't really particularly like my supervisor. Me and him did not get along at all. There were so many instances where, you know, things got way out of hand, and at this point I was just like, it's time to leave. So I left that job without doing anything. I did not report him. I did not, you know, call HR. I did not call the board of, what is it called? In Canada, it is called like the workers' comp board or the workers' board. I didn't call them, and you know, I don't regret doing that. In all honesty, I would not want a lengthy court hearing. I just wanted to get out of that job and start being me again. And as for him taking a picture of me, you know, that kind of shit is for little kids. And, you know, I doubt very much he'll ever see this video or even hear about this video. But in all honesty, if he does see this video, you know, I want him to know that you truly did hurt me. You hurt me by doing that. I trusted you, and you were my boss. And, you know, you saw, or at least you should have seen, that I was having a hard time in life. And for you to do that and betray my trust was really hurtful. And, you know, I hope that, you know, one day you realize how much that was hurtful to me. And I see this guy on a regular basis. You know, I still work in the same town that I worked in before, so I do see him like at our paint stores and whatnot on a regular basis. And, you know, like, we just act like it didn't happen, of course. But, yeah. So I do want to say in closing that if you ever feel super uncomfortable with a situation, you need to call your manager. If it's your manager doing it, you need to talk to another adult. You need to call corporate if it's a you know, like a Sephora or like a department store type of deal. You need to call corporate. And if it's serious sexual harassment, you need to talk to the police, because this kind of stuff happens all the time. And I think that a lot of people, because of the amount of feminism that's in the world nowadays, people are, you know, discounting it and kind of sweeping a lot of it under the rug just because of, you know, like, what is sexual harassment. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this story. I have a crap ton more stories to tell, and yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure that you comment down below and that you like this video and you subscribe to my channel. Here are a few more videos popping up in the meantime that you guys can check out. I love you guys so much, and thank you guys for listening. Have a great day. Bye.